Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new wiki tutorial, and this week I'm going to explain how I do the skin, the purplish bluish skin of the Tzaangors. So what I did up to now is I use white primer and I did a base coat of Fenrisian grey. Okay, so this is the base to start. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use where it's this is here. I'm going to use Dvachi Violet, and we are going to do a wash all over the parts we have where we have skin. So on top of the base color we did again Fenrisian grey, very light, so you want a very light blue color to do this. And now I'm going to apply a wash of Dvachi Violet. You apply a violet wash. This will give a very nice combination, will give a very nice shading on all the skin parts, and it will be a great base where we can start doing all the highlights and all the paint job. If this is the first wash you do, you can go a little bit on top. This is what I did. I did not paint some of the bells and some of the parts. I try to use not the best. When you use washes, don't use one of your best brushes. Use a brush that is not too bad, but is not your best. This is why each workshop is selling some wash brushes, because sometimes the wash can damage the brush, because it's very fluid, it's very thin, the paint. Okay, and can go to this part here very easily by capillary of the bristles, and then can damage the brush. Okay, so always avoid that the paint is more than half of the track of the bristles, except of course it's difficult to avoid, as you can see when you do washes. Okay, when you do washes it's difficult to avoid that, because easily it's by capillary effect, or by capillary it's going up on the brush. Here I also paint as you can see, the cloth. Yeah, maybe we are going to dirt a little bit and we will need to clean up. I use the same color, but we are not going to wash the cloth because the cloth will remain in a whiter color. So as you can see, I'm just doing the wash on all the skin parts, and this will give a very nice shading. Okay, so you see I do this leg now, and here is where I have to be a little bit more careful. Whoops. I just catch it before falling down. Okay. Now, once you apply the wash, one thing that I like to do is first I will look at, see, I was forgetting here one hand. You have to be sure that you don't forget any part. This part, this is a little bit a mistake to assemble this, because it's difficult, the access to this part. Now what I do is I clean the wash to be able to remove the excess of the paint. To avoid that the paint is accumulated. Okay. Here we have. Okay, and we want to put a little bit more here. This is going to be paint. I will also do the hair, so in order you can see the full part here. But okay, let's remove a little bit the excess here. Okay, so I think now the wash is well done. Here, but you see, it's important that you really make a look all over the parts. So here I have a little bit of a gap. Okay. To remove a little bit where it's too much. This here, it's not that bad sometimes. Okay. It's difficult to get uniformity sometimes with the washes. You have to be patient, and sometimes you will need to do 2 layers. So here I will remove a little bit off, and now we will wait until this dries before doing the next step. So I will wait until this dries and then I show you the next step. So as you can see now, the wash have dried, and the next step that we are going to do is we're going to start highlighting. And to do the highlight I will use Fenrisian Grey, and I will also use Calgar Blue. And I will take Shadow's Purple in case I need to add some purple. Okay, I will prepare my colors. I will take the tail brush in the case. The first thing I realized, for example, is here I leave a little bit of a small part without purple. I will apply Shadow's Purple. It's a little bit different, but when it's a small area it will work, and then when we do the highlight we will simulate that. So let's do a part that is more visible to show you how we should work that. So I will start with Calgar Blue. Okay, and I will start highlighting the expression of the face, for example. Okay. And now I will use Fenrisian Grey. Here we have some of these hairs that these feathers these guys have. I'm going to put here. Okay, and then with Fenrisian Grey let's do here the neck. Then let's do for example here this part. So as you can see, I apply algar glue, and then take water, and the same way we're going to do the other one. Okay. Here we are going to do the same. Okay, do here, and then take dressing away again. I do this part. Here we have all these feathers, and just between the feathers I will add a little bit of flesh tone. Okay, and then I add a little bit of fluorescent grey. Same here. Okay. I'm going to show one of the legs and then I will do the rest of camera, so now that you can see how it's looking like at the end. So here on the leg, I start with Calgar blue as usual. And then for a finishing way. Here. So you see that we normally apply first Calgar blue, leaving the recess with the purple, and then we highlight with enriching gray. So yeah, this is how I do this part. Okay, you will see how it's looking like. I will keep working on that and I will come back once I have finalized. But I will be repeating the same on the other leg and I will do the hands. I think you on this side of the face. So I think I show you the main parts. I hope, yeah, I think this is enough, and now I will do the rest and I will come back. So this is how it looks like after I did the highlights in all the different parts of the skin. And now I'm going to do a next highlight using lighter color, that is blue border. And with that you want to do accents in some positions. You want to make some parts really to pop up. I keep fluorescent gray in case I need to do some corrections. And what we want to do is really to make some parts even more visible. you want to really accentuate or make the musculature to pop up. Here I will use a little bit of color blue to make it like that. The hands, we want to put it here and a bit here. Okay. We're going to soften and to use some dressing gray now. Then on the arm, and with dressing gray. A little of color blue. Okay. This part, then we do here. I'm going to do a little bit here. This finger. Okay. Here, on the top of this, the bottom, the middle part, I keep it with F and dressing gray. So you want to make sure that you are highlighting the most important parts and popping up the musculature. Okay. So that you cannot see here, so I was doing this part on the back of the leg. here I will not put, because this is the part that is shaded. So what I will do here, I will keep the Calgar blue. Then I will mix with Calgar blue with the Fenrisian gray. Put a little bit more of Calgar blue. A little bit more of Calgar blue. Okay. So I will, what I will do now, I will do the feathers, because I want to show you how it's looking like the skin, and because this is the beginning of the painting of the miniature, maybe you cannot appreciate very well, but the skin is almost done at this stage. I will keep doing some accents on some parts, and the point here is, and this is another tip that is not related to this tutorial, but is when you finalize the rest of the miniature, you have always to go back to something that you painted at the beginning, because maybe the shading, where you did the shading, was not correct or wasn't fully correct, and you need to add some additional highlights on the part that you just painted at the beginning. As here I just did the armor, most likely at the end I will need to do some changes. But this is the idea, okay? And now we can go to paint the other part. What I want to show you is a miniature that is already painted using this scheme. So here we have two miniatures that are already finalized, and this is how they will look like. Okay, so you see, this is the way I'm doing the skin for the Tzaangors. Okay, and I will, once it is painted, will follow the same more or less tone. This is a little bit lighter than these ones, but this is the color, how I follow more or less the same steps. So here you see how I do the Tzaangors, and I hope you find this tutorial interesting. And another way to do skin is a way to do Tzaangor skin, especially for these beastmen that are the Tzaangors from the Silver Tower. So that's all for now. I hope you find this interesting. You can just share, like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed, and you also can support me in Patreon. So if you think that my work deserves some support and you want to support me, I have a Patreon account. So you can find the Patreon, the link to the Patreon account in the link in the description below. So that's all for now. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you later. Bye.